All right, let's take a look at these stats here. So this is inventory. So this is how many units are listed. Let's actually just go all residential. Pretty similar. We'll see this peak and valley, peak and valley. Every valley is usually January, except for this COVID drop. So that's it happened. It's out there. Now the interesting thing here, inventory is a little higher right now, 3622. Still not like previous years, so but it's still higher than it's been through this run up. So we're almost back to normal now. If you look at attached, it's a little bit of a different story. And this is just City of Vancouver now. I'm not looking at the metro. Again, we're back to 2658 for attached. So it's getting back up there. Nothing to write home about yet. But now, so there's your inventory. Now, if you were to take this and just kind of throw it over top, let's actually look at seasonally adjusted data. Seasonally adjusted, it's actually a little bit higher, 32.95. So, again, we're starting to get back to normal again. People really weren't listed during this COVID period, and, for good reason. Who wants to have a bunch of germy people through your house? But one thing I'd like to take a look at here is if you were to flip this right here and you flip it over on top and then average it out, it's almost like pent up demand, pent up inventory sitting there. So that's one thing to think about. Now, if we look at sales prices per square foot, it's flatlined. Here's our peak here, and then it's gone down. There's actually a trough here. It's bumped up a little bit, and that's probably, who knows why that's happening. So we've got our detached here, detached. It's been pretty low. That peaked at 946. Now it's at 793. So, as Bill Ferguson would say, more is less or less is more, whichever way you want to play into that. But essentially what that means is people are still spending $1 million on houses, but they're getting bigger houses for that price, right? In Vancouver, it's a little bit more. So if we take a look at our attached here, again, here's our peak, 1,062, troughed out right here, 891, and now we're back up to 972. So overall, I would say that this is a downtrend still. Some people might disagree. They might say, oh, look at this short-term trend. It's tearing up. But, here's our long-term trend. And now either we're on a flat line curve or trending up. But keep in mind, if you were to adjust this for inflation, it's not going up right now. So that's my 2 cents. If we look at detached again, we look at overall, overall very flat. So people are moving between asset classes maybe. But that's sales dollar volume. Let's look at that too. Look at that. 2016 peaked out, a lot of sales. Then we're coming down here again. So not as many people are buying in the market. There's not as much dollars out there. Days on market, how are we looking here? So, days on market were lower. Here we're still sitting at, 11 days. So it's still approaching. It's not like everything's not just flipping over again right now. How about our discounts? I bet you that one's interesting right now. So people are paying, sellers are adjusting their expectations, and we have our list price. Actually, this is the original price. So, things are coming more in line again. We can see even leading in before COVID hit, these discounts were happening, dropping off again. But maybe that'll come back up. We'll see. Sales prices, sales historical, sales prices. Let's take a look at that. Again, we're flatlining here. So anyways, that's the scoop. It's not a meteoric tear off anymore. If you see this, when I see something like this in a stock, and people are saying, "Oh, it's going up." Well, this part was going up. This little trough here in a stock world. Now, stocks aren't houses. I understand that. If I was looking at a stock, I would say, well, this stock's fundamentals are getting a little shaky at the price it's at. It'll probably drop off. Not a good time to buy. Probably a good time for you to sell if you're trying to get out of it. If you're long-term hold, of course, if that's your jam, you might want to stick in it. But I would say right now, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen in the housing market next. Any realtor that's telling you for sure it's going to go up, I don't know. I don't know what to say. that's probably not the best idea. How about Metro Vancouver as a whole? What does that look like? Sales prices per square foot. So we peaked, median price, where did that peak? Peaked back here, 586. Now we're sitting at 524. There you are. Detached. That's our peak here, 534. Now we're sitting at 473. How about for condos? We got 632, kind of held a while here in 2018. Now we're sitting at 573. So, I mean, you do the math on that. What do we got here? Let's do some math. 632 and 573. Let's go 573 divided by 632. Pretty close to the 10% decrease. Pretty close. It's like 0.4% away. Till next time.